Welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Cancer for the month of March 2024. I hope all my Cancer friends are doing well. Do let me know how the month of February is going for you. But do remember that this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Queen of Wands, clarified by the Two of Wands. In the obstacle position, we have the King of Wands, clarified by the Knight of Swords. In the present position, we have the Moon, clarified by the Hierophant. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Ten of Wands, clarified by the King of Cups. So let's get right into the spread. It is very clear to me that the month of March for you, Cancer, is going to be all about stepping out of your comfort zone and really pursuing the opportunities that are going to be available to you in the month of March. You will definitely have to really use your energy in a very direct way so that you could focus and concentrate on the goals that you have set for yourself, and you will be able to achieve those goals because you're definitely going to be working very hard. You do have some obligations and some responsibilities that you are carrying on your shoulders. And so the number one word to describe the month of March for you is going to be all about focus. So in the past position, we do have the Queen of Wands, and she brings really great energy. She brings that goal-oriented energy. She brings in the harmony, especially when it comes to balancing being active and busy, but also having that confidence in order to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. Clearly, in the recent past, you were doing some planning. You were really focused on creating a path for yourself where you get to achieve the things that you really want to see in your life. You are able to embrace your personal power and make the decisions that will carry you forward. With the Two of Wands here, you literally have a lot of opportunities because we see this man standing in between these two sort of pillars, and we do see some things growing on the wands, which symbolize opportunities that are becoming available for you. We also see this man holding a globe, planet Earth, in his hand, symbolizing that there is quite a wide variety of opportunities, and it is up to you to make a decision, because once that decision is made, you're going to be sort of locked into that path. Remember that the energies can be somewhat difficult as we move through this year, the year of the dragon. The wooden dragon, according to the Chinese astrology, has that very strong masculine energy. And so it's very interesting to me that you have the Queen of Wands in the past that clearly helped you with her energy. You do have that amazing confidence. You're a very social person. You know, people, when they think about you, when they interact with you, people smile, people laugh. They really enjoy your nurturing energy, your compassionate energy. You are a very important person in your group of friends, in your family, because you have so much nurturing that people respond to it really well. They need it, and they need you to give it to them. But, be aware of your boundaries. You are definitely, in the recent past, were really yourself. You were able to kind of feel free in your own body, and Because of that, you attracted a lot of appreciation. Because of that, you were able to show up for your friends. You were able to show up for your family members. You were able to kind of give them wings, which is absolutely, wonderful. And so this combination is all about embracing your inner power and using that courage to propel you forward. Now, you also have, in the obstacle position, you have the King of Wands, which is interesting. These two kind of are next to each other, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. They are supposed to kind of go together because they have energies that complement each other. But the King of Wands in this spread, Cancer, appears in the obstacle position. So there's something about your masculine energy that needs to be addressed by you in the month of March. Perhaps it is lack of concentration. You really need to hone in on and be focused on the one or two goals that you have set for yourself. Because if you're kind of all over the place, your energy can be slightly chaotic. So you really need to have a clear vision, and usually that involves one or two goals. Try and stay away from being black and white thinker. You want to remember that there are so many different elements that make up your life. It's not just the outside, it's also how you feel on the inside. So it's important to have a strong mental clarity, so that people can follow you without confusion. And I think that there is a little bit of an internal conflict, because you have the Queen of Wands next to the King of Wands, but the King of Wands is in the obstacle position. So there's some kind of internal push and pull. Usually that happens because you're not connecting with something on the inside of you. That's where the internal conflict happens, when you ignore something important that's on the inside, that you're not connecting with. And that's where the lack of balance sort of comes and makes your energy lopsided. You want to stay away from thinking that you're always right. You want to really focus on truly things that are important to you. But being a leader, and you are a leader because you do have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, though they have very much leadership energy. In order to be sort of like a leader that people easily follow, you want to be very aligned on the inside. When there's because other souls, meaning other people, sorry, can pick up on the internal conflict that you experience. And when they pick up on the internal conflict that you experience, they can kind of distance themselves from you. So it's very important to resolve the internal conflict. When you are in alignment, there is nothing you can't attract. And so it's important to be aware of that. You also have the Knight of Swords in the clarifying position. So that tells me that you may be insecure about some of the beliefs that you have on the inside. Like maybe you're questioning yourself, is this the right motivation? Like, should I be moving in this direction? Should I be focused on this? It's important to kind of really work with your masculine energy. And the Knight of Swords also, especially when he is in the obstacle position, he can, create some problems when it comes to your masculine reaction. Aggressiveness is a masculine trait. And so it's important to be aware of that masculine energy. You have to look at the masculine energy and sort of see, how are your relationships with the people that are men in your life, with your brother, with friends that are male, with your father, grandfather, teachers that are male, co-workers that are male, how do you treat the masculine energy? How do you work with the masculine energy? Is there something that needs clarification so that you can really bring it into alignment? Now, in the present position, you do have the moon and the Hierophant, which is a very interesting combination because the moon, both of these cards are major arcana cards. So this is very significant energy. The moon is all about changing your mind because there's some kind of a fear. There's some kind of a fear that you perceive, and so you need to address it. You really need to kind of sit down and think about it and look at it. Generally, the moon appears when you are wobbly about some kind of a decision, when you're wobbly about some kind of a value. And with the Hierophant, it tells me that it could be, that you're not very clear about traditions, because the Hierophant represents traditions. He also represents following the rules and having wisdom and just kind of like established ways of our society. Each society has some understandings that are rooted in traditional values. And so the moon here is kind of telling you that you need to rely on your intuition, on your inner guidance that comes from that inner voice, because you may not know all the facts, you may not know all the information, because obviously it is the moon. It represents illusions, it represents fear, it represents deception, and deception is also very much self-deception. And so what is there that you could have maybe deceived yourself about as it comes to traditions in your life or rules that you see in your life that you may not agree with? So there's definitely a major shift that is happening when it comes to the way you see the world and the way you work within that world. You're finding your place, you are establishing your success, and so that is rooted in a very clear understanding of what works for you and what doesn't. We do see that you're taking on responsibility that is weighing heavy on your shoulders, but you're being proactive and you're being so thorough and you're being really forward looking. You are a visionary Cancer. You are a star in your own right, very much so, because people easily relate to you. You have such compassionate energy, such nurturing energy, which is exactly what the world needs at this moment in time. But the relationships, because the King of Cups, he represents emotions. He's very emotionally intelligent. He also represents important relationships in your life. And so you may feel like you are, that you have a lot of responsibility for the relationships that you have in your life. Like you're giving so much and you're working so hard. You also need to remember that making others happy is a good thing, but you should always start with yourself. You should always kind of figure out what works for you. And if you feel that a particular relationship demands a lot from you, you need to be aware of the boundaries. And remember that having healthy boundaries is where all of us should start. So boundaries actually protect you, but they also kind of help other people as well, because letting other people know that you have boundaries is a great thing for everyone involved. But let's see what we can clarify with an ancestor, an angel oracle card, and we have drum. Dream dream and journey. This card very much relates to the heartbeat of planet Earth. So you may be receiving a lot of dreams. You may be kind of having flashes of images in your head. You may be downloading information from the Akashic records. Pay attention to the subconscious. Pay attention to what is sort of in the back of your mind. Pay attention to the signs, to the dreams that you receive, because they are your map forward, and the divine wants you to pay attention. There is nothing that you cannot achieve that you really want to see in your life. So it is a way, the divine is providing you a way forward through your dreams, through addressing things that kind of come from the subconscious. I also pulled a Shaman's Dream Oracle card as well, and we have the Crown Games, right use of power. Definitely be aware that you have power, and a lot of times, you know, it's important to stay calm when you do have that power, and it's important to kind of use it wisely, and use it with mercy, and use it with compassion. Just, you know, there are times when a person has power and they see their opponent and they immediately want to crush it. It's important to be really wary of the power, because it carries so much responsibility with it. True power is stewarded wisely because it is given from the divine, not from the ego. In all your, especially emotional relationships, the greatest beauty is when power is shared. So make sure that you don't kind of hold all of it. I've always tried to be part of teams where no one knows who the leader is, because everyone on the team is so in such unison, you know. Like sometimes when you walk into a place and you really don't know who is the boss, that means the team is really working really well together. So don't be afraid to share the power. Don't be afraid to show mercy if that is appropriate. If you are in a higher position, it's even more important to be kind and respectful, and to really be aware of how power is a responsibility first and foremost. It will come. The power will get easier when you choose compassion over your own goals and desires. When you stop caring about who wears the crown, true success and influence appear for you. So definitely a power is a byproduct, but I've always kind of steered away from really kind of seeking power, or engaging in like a show of power, if you will. Power is a very kind of nuanced thing, so do be kind of careful when using it. But there's clear leveling up that is happening for you, Cancer, in the month of March. It is going to be a trying month for sure, because you do have to work on balancing your masculine energy and sort of bringing it into alignment, so that you're not lopsided with your divine feminine and your divine masculine. And so it's all a matter of doing different exercises and different rituals. It's also a matter of really aligning your inside harmony and staying away from the internal conflict where your mind pushes in one direction and your heart pushes in a different direction. When your mind and your heart, it pushes in the same direction, you are aligned. And of course, the spirit is also very important. Your spiritual self, your higher self, is also very important. And that's why meditating is when it's done consistently, it becomes balanced, it becomes aligned, and you see that manifesting is so much easier. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.